Tuxedos for next time. Welcome to Tough Maiden of Faith. We're talking about some tuxedos here. Nick's going to get one.
Well, we're talking about, what are we talking about today? Be the CEO of your life?
Yeah, man.
Shouldn't we have dressed like we were CEOs?
How does CEO dress? Right here.
Not like a t-shirt, not in a sweater. I don't know, maybe if we, had a Fortune 100 company.
Depends on what you're CEO of.
Yeah.
Like Steve Jobs, man, he just wear a black turtleneck all the time, right?
Yep, good point.
Maybe that's who's another CEO?
That's the direction we need to go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We got to start a business first. This podcast isn't paying the bills.
Not yet. It's on our way.
Producer Blake told me he's going to pay all my bills for me.
Yeah, he sells a lot.
He does. He's a good salesman.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You have a good day?
A great day.
What'd you do today?
Man, I worked today.
Build a house?
No, we hung TVs in the house. I passed a big inspection.
Okay.
That I've been waiting to pass for a couple months now.
Yeah.
And, big house, moving forward on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yep. Enjoying my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You do anything good?
My last day or so has been life of a pastor. Fixed a furnace this morning. Pretty proud of myself for that.
Nice job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Huh. Is this not, the furnace isn't like a reference to hell, is it?
Maybe I tie that in sometime.
Yeah.
No. Visited some people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think what I did today. I really don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
I do remember starting with the furnace.
Yeah. You have a meeting today? You had a meeting this afternoon. I walked in on it.
I did. Yeah, you just came on in. Yeah.
I won't do that again.
That's all right.
Nope.
That's all right. Come on in. You could have taken over the meeting for me.
Nope, can't do that either.
Yeah. Yeah, so today, here's what I was thinking.
Yeah, what you got?
You are the boss of your life.
I am.
Well, maybe you and Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel is kind of the boss of my life.
No, I was just thinking like sometimes in our life, like we blame like our circumstances, other people.
I always blame my boss.
Blame your boss.
Yeah, blame my pastor sometimes.
Blame your pastor.
I really don't blame myself.
Blame your wife. But you should be the CEO of your life.
I should be.
Should be.
Yeah.
You are. Nick Robertson, you are.
I will try and
get
voted in on the board as CEO.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the chief financial officer right now.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Maybe that goes into more of what I was thinking.
Yeah?
Here's what I was wanting to think about. Like, what if every month you sit down? What is wrong with you today?
I keep moving in my chair.
Yeah?
And screwing Blake all the way up because he keeps moving the camera over. And then as soon as I see the camera move, I'm like, oop, just kidding. And I slide back over. It's just, know.
You just keep messing with Blake.
I'll
go through the
content.
Stuff,
yeah.
And then if you want to chime in at some point, just chime in. If
no, it's all right. Go ahead.
Okay.
What are you thinking? I should be the CEO of my life.
No, we've already moved past that, man.
Okay.
What if we sat down every month by ourselves and like did an audit of like the last month and what you have coming the next month?
I don't know if we want to do that.
No, like you ran a company.
Yeah.
And so there was probably a time each month where you would sit down and be like, this is what last month looked like.
Yeah.
So through different areas that were pertinent to your company.
Yep.
And then you'd probably look out next month and see, this is what I have coming.
Right.
I do that, right? So I'm the lead pastor of a church.
Right.
We have payroll. We have maintenance. We have all these things, programming coming on. So
got to count all the money in those gold bowls.
Trying to get that private jet.
Right.
So I sit down, and I'll usually look back when I get the financials from the last month. I look through. Here's what we spent.
Yeah.
Here's how much we spent on payroll. This is how much we spent on utilities.
Right.
Hey, this is December coming up. We're going to have to spend more.
Yeah.
Do we have the funds here, the right place, and all this stuff getting ready for the next month?
Yep.
So we do this with businesses we run.
Right.
Or a good CEO should.
Yeah.
What if we took that approach to our life?
Yeah. Are we doing that with our life?
Yeah, I'd say most people aren't.
Yeah.
And I'm saying like intentionally, not like, I think about occasionally. Like, that once a month, maybe the first Sunday of the month, you're going to sit down Sunday evening for an hour by yourself and kind of audit where you're at in life right now. So I think so many times we just get stuck in a rut.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not intentional.
Right.
And then it's life just kind of goes all the areas.
Yep.
So here's what we're doing today. We're going to help you guys out.
We're going to get you out of that rut.
We've come up with a 5-point plan, maybe 6. I don't know. We haven't thought that far ahead. Of how you could have an audit of your life each month.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
You don't have to write it down. I can send it to you.
Yeah. Just send me an email.
I'll send an email. But maybe we could put it, we could probably put this on
Put it on Facebook
or something.
Yeah.
Like put it out there like, Here's the 5 or 6 things.
Okay.
So you sit down. You
Yep.
got to schedule the time. Are you going to commit to this?
I might. Yeah, we'll see. I'm very non-committal today, but we'll see.
Man, I'm picking up on that.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to sit down. The first Sunday, we'll start January.
Okay, let's do that.
It'll be in the
Gives us a month to get ready.
Well, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So January, the first Sunday night of January, because Sunday nights are usually like a down night for people.
Yep.
And you're getting ready to start the week.
Right.
And what you're going to do is you're going to look back at the last month, so December, then you're going to look at what's coming.
Okay.
Here's the areas you're going to look at. First, you're going to look at your faith.
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 I thought you said face.
Faith.
Like,
No,
well,
I don't
mine's
care about your
beautiful,
face.
so,
No.
we
Even
can
Blake.
we can move on to point number 2.
Blake just mentioned that our listening, like people listening,
Yeah.
is still like I think fairly high on audio, not video.
Oh, that's
And
good.
he's done market research, and he said it's because of your face.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So faith.
Yeah.
So you look at your faith, like
How's your spiritual life look?
so prayer life.
Yep.
What'd your prayer life look like this last month?
It's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you have that you need to be praying for this month? Do you have some big things coming up? Are
Right.
you facing some hurdles? Do you have some friends that are going to go through some things?
Yeah.
Are there some things you could write down that some buddies have asked you to pray for?
Yeah.
Could you reach out to some buddies and say, what's some things I could pray for
Right.
you this month?
I think I prayed more for my friends this month than anybody else.
Well, good. I
Yeah.
know this friend needs it. So
Yeah.
prayer life, Bible reading. So
Yep.
maybe look back like, hey, what did I read this last month?
Right.
And what do I plan on reading this month?
Right.
Right.
20 minutes in church every Sunday.
And then maybe like discipleship evangelism. Did I share the gospel with anyone?
Yep.
Was I an encouragement to someone? Am I bringing someone along behind me to, see their faith grow?
Yeah.
If not, could I identify some people this month that I need to reach out to,
Yep.
to share with them? So your faith's the first one. So do an audit, like think through it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a plan for reading your Bible,
You're not going to make time to do it.
you're not.
Yep.
So, but if you do, and then if you go back to like, hey, how did I do this last month?
Yeah.
It helped you.
Yeah. Actually be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think keeping track of that as well in a
Yeah.
journal. Like, what did you read today? Or if you use a Bible app or something.
Yep.
So, yeah, faith. The second one's family.
Or set a goal. Hey, I want to get through this book, or hey, I want to get through this chapter, or, I want to get through this month. And make yourself get through it. Make yourself get through it and be intentional about it. So that way you can study it and take it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Faith, family.
Family.
Second one. So if you're married.
This isn't a plug for faith, family, and politics, is it?
No. Politics is not in this list.
Okay, good.
Family. So if you're married, kind of think back. How well did I do this last month leading my wife?
Yep.
So hey, I got my wife flowers one day. You know, I did pretty good on that toward.
Yep.
I should probably do that again this month.
Yeah,
Or-
probably should. Yeah.
Yeah, but really like thinking through like, how are you doing as a husband?
Right.
And maybe asking your wife,
Yeah.
like, hey, did you feel supported this past
Yeah.
month?
How are you doing as the leader of your house?
Yeah.
Are you stepping up and actually filling the shoes that need to be filled?
Mm-hmm. And then I think with your family, if you have children,
Yep.
how are you doing as a dad?
Right.
Right? Are you leading your son well towards?
Yeah. What did you say last week? Show up at home with energy.
Yeah. Are you showing up at home with energy?
Yeah.
Did you spend time with them? Are there goals that you help your kids set that you're helping your kids accomplish? Like,
Yeah.
are you helping your kids read the Bible and encouraging with that, or helping your kids learn to pray? Are you leading your family spiritually? So, but really like think through it.
Yep.
And then also, one thing I think we miss out as men that we need to be intentional about is if we have adult parents or grandparents, are you taking care of them?
Right.
Because that's like, I think that's a biblical mandate. Like, especially if you have aging parents, like, brother, that's on you.
Yeah. Hate to say it, but they almost get pushed to the wayside
They
as
do.
far as taking care of them and making sure that their needs are met in life too.
Yeah.
And
So are you checking in on them?
right.
Making sure they're doing all right.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we've got some old neighbors that same thing. They were like grandparents, and we check in on them, regularly just to make sure.
Yeah.
Hey, is there anything you need? Is there something around your house that needs done that you can't do yourself?
Yeah.
It's just
yeah, but I think it's eye opening if you sit down like, how many times did I go see my mom
Yeah.
or my dad this past month?
Yep.
Did I reach out to him? Check your message, see, did you text him, call
Right.
him? And, if not, fix it.
Yeah, fix
Right.
it.
So I think, but what helps is like when you're doing this audit, like sitting down, it makes you live life more intentionally.
Well, yeah, and you can see where you've spent so much more time at that needed to be spent in other places.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing too, is we get so caught up in one thing, and it consumes all of our time, and then other things miss out on our time, and
Yeah.
that seems to be one of the biggest struggles in life. I think is not proper time management.
Yeah.
So
Ready for next one?
Is that point number 3? Time
No.
management? Oh.
Fitness.
Fitness.
So we have faith,
Fitness pizza in my
family,
mouth.
fitness. Did you say fitness pizza in your mouth?
Yeah, fitness pizza in my mouth.
Here's the thing about fitness where I
Because
think,
I'm hungry. I'm talking.
man,
All right.
I'm pretty hungry too.
All right.
You said your wife's bringing us dinner tonight,
Yeah,
right?
you want me to get you something else?
No, I'm good. Those fries, that's all I'm craving.
Okay.
Fitness. I think a lot of problems with fitness is that we don't track it or have a plan.
Yep.
I was talking to my middle daughter today because she really enjoys working out. She goes to the gym some, and we're just kind of laughing about a lot of people's approach to the gym is you show up, you go and you lift some
selfies
weights,
and you leave.
Maybe take some selfies. You get on the treadmill or elliptical, and you kind of just meander around.
Yeah.
You come back the next day, you do the same thing, and you don't have a plan.
Right.
If you don't have a plan, then eventually you just quit.
Yeah, you're just kind of meandering anyway.
Yeah, and so with fitness, like I think looking back, like what did it look like?
Yeah.
You know, if you're trying to lose weight, are you tracking that?
Right.
Are you tracking your workouts? Are you tracking your workouts down to like how much did you do? How much did you lift today? How much did you run today? How'd you do the next week? And so when you get to the end of the month, you can look back and see how you did, which helps you plan for the future.
Right.
If you're not planning, then you're really just kind of wasting your time.
Yep.
In some sense. I mean, I understand like no
And so many
workout's a
people
bad
when they start
workout,
working out, like and start getting on a fitness journey, they go gung ho for a month.
Yeah.
Or even a week or a day, and they're like, then they're sore for a month and they can't move, and they make up every excuse as to why they can't keep going.
Yeah.
And maybe it's better to start off not so gung ho, but just consistent.
Yeah, I think the important thing is consistency.
consistency.
But I think having a plan helps you do that.
Yep, for sure.
Like I'm gonna Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm gonna work out.
Yeah.
You get the end of the month, you look back, it's like I did fairly well this month.
Yeah.
This month I'm gonna do 4 days a week.
Yep.
So make sure you're tracking what you do, but then
Right.
also I think you need to kind of forecast out what you're going to do this
Yep.
month.
And you don't have to be perfect right off the bat, but steadily improve, steadily get better.
Yeah. Ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Finances.
Yep. I see so many people struggle with finances.
Yeah.
And we used to struggle with finances too, and I get it. It's hard, it's tough, but man, a little discipline goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, and I think the discipline part comes when you have this monthly meeting with yourself.
Yeah.
You look back and say, hey, what's my
Yeah.
debt ratio?
Did I live off of a budget? Did I?
Yeah.
would
So
I,
if you have a budget,
right.
which,
Yeah, if you don't have a budget and you're an adult, then you're already kind of behind the curve anyway, I think.
yeah, I can go either way on that.
Really?
Well, I think a budget's good. You should know where your money's going.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone has to use like to the T budgeting software.
No, I totally agree, but I mean, and we don't do that. We have a legal pad, and
Yeah.
our mortgage comes out, our gas comes out, our electric comes out, groceries is set aside, and I mean, we just go through our budget, and we get to the end of the month, and if there's any extra left, we give it all to the church. But
Yeah.
but
You need to fast more this month.
oh, wow.
Have more left over. Well, I just started using, I know I'm late to the game on this, a budgeting app, Mint,
Okay.
which is going away.
Okay.
I started using it a few months ago and
Yeah.
got real excited about it. Then I read it's going away.
Okay.
But what I like about it is it shows like how much debt you have versus how much cash you have on hand.
Yeah.
And that really started me down this path of, hey, I need to be taking time to see where I'm at, and hopefully each month I'm slowly improving.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting less debt,
Right.
more cash. So I think with our finances, you should be sitting down and like being very intentional.
And this is like one of the number one causes of divorce, right? Is finances.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
And you have to get on board with your spouse, and you both have to be on the same page with it. That's the number one thing, and then you have to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
And a couple years later, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, life gets insanely easier
It does.
when you're, being mindful of what your dollars are being spent on.
Yeah. So I think have this meeting with yourself.
Yeah.
Sit down. See how much you spent on fast food last month.
And then have this meeting with your spouse.
Yeah, if you're married. Yeah.
And then work together on it.
Yeah.
And if you need help, I will gladly help you. I will help you do a budget. I will help you set that goal. I mean, I'm an email away, a phone call away.
Yeah.
But I lived in money troubles for so long that I will not watch somebody do it without at least having an opinion about it.
Here's my thing about finances. This is my soapbox. You want me to
Yeah.
jump on it?
Yeah.
And so there's guys like you
Yep.
who who maybe went through some times, or maybe you spent too much, or
Oh,
got in
yeah.
debt. And I don't know your whole story, but but you shared like
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
had
got
some
in some
struggles.
trouble.
You got in some trouble.
Right.
When I meet a guy like that, like he is so willing to help someone out of
Yep.
it. Like not give them money, but like
Right.
here's the tools you need.
Yeah.
Because you've been to the low part of that. You've seen what the struggle looks like with
Yep.
money, and now you're like, I don't want anybody else to
I
experience
don't want,
that.
anybody to experience what I experienced with it.
But how often, like, do you have guys to take you up on it?
Never.
Right. So I know people who
I've
struggle
had
with money.
one person ever ask me to help them set a budget.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, they asked me to help them set a budget.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, they asked me to help them set a budget. And it's like, hey, man, I'll keep doing this for you, which is fine. But if you're not going to do anything with it, we're going to be back to square one every
Yeah.
3 months.
was-
You're broke again.
I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was complaining to me about someone he knows has money.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like a high paying job, but he's just acquired some wealth.
Okay.
And so he was just complaining about him, but he
Right.
knows this guy's like, man, like you need to take that guy out for coffee and ask him how he handles his money.
Right.
Because this guy was struggling with handling money. He's like,
Yeah.
take him out, ask him what he does.
Right.
Instead of like complaining
Right.
about how he has everything. It's like,
Yep.
this dude's doing something right.
Yep. I've had friends do that before where they're like, oh, you're rich, or you're this, you're
Yeah.
that, you guys always have money. And it's like, no, man, we haven't always had money. And the reason that we have a little bit now that we've got saved back and put back
Yeah.
is because we just watch what we spend.
Yeah.
Every dollar has a home. And when you start living like that, life gets substantially easier.
Yeah, I had a young guy the other day give me a hard time about my house.
Really?
He's like, yeah, your house which my house, you've been there, right? It's
Oh, yeah.
just like an average house.
Oh, yeah. It's
But
an
to him,
average
he's like-
house in a very upscale neighborhood,
Well,
gated community.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
But he's like, man, you're a pastor, you make so much. And it's like, honestly, man, like what happened was 15 years ago, we bought this crappy bank-owned house that we could barely live in.
Yeah.
Did all the work ourselves.
Right.
Rented out. Then we bought even is crappier the right word?
Yeah, Crappier is great.
Bank-owned house.
Yeah.
While we're renting that house out. Lived in that house and fixed it up ourselves.
Yeah.
Sold both of them. And that's how we're able to buy this house.
Exactly.
But no one sees the
Yeah,
work from.
nobody sees the journey.
Yeah.
Nobody sees, you going down the road and making the right choices.
Yeah.
They just see where you're at now and say, okay, how do you get that?
Yeah.
You know.
So with finances, like, I think, and this is where I failed in my life many times, is like, I just got in a rut and it's like, hey, there's money in the bank. I'm going to spend it
Yep.
and just move on.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of like every month, like in this meeting you have yourself, be intentional looking at it.
Exactly.
Because I'd be an awful leader of the organization I'm part of as a senior leader if I didn't look at the finances each month.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to know where every penny's going.
It might be in the place that it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and even if it's like, I don't like that, I want to change that, it may take time. At least each month it's
Yeah.
making me see that we need to find a solution.
Yep,
we need to find
absolutely.
a solution.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
But yeah, if anybody needs help with finances, please reach out. I'll help you as much as I can.
All right, the next one. You
Yep.
ready? Friendship.
Oh, yeah.
Friendship. So I think as men, like we've talked a lot about this,
Yep.
that we should be intentional each month when we sit down, like, was I a good friend last month?
Yep.
And look back through your text messages. Like, did I reach out to guys?
Yeah.
Did I hang out with any guys?
Did I talk trash to my friends?
Did I make sure to talk some trash about him?
Absolutely.
Did I make sure to let my friend know that he's never going to hit a deer because he's the worst shot in the world? If so, I'd encouraged him in the process. But how did you do as a friend
Right.
and taking care of other people?
Yep.
And then also, I think the flip side of that is we want to plan out is, are you being intentional for the next month?
Yep.
So,
And how are your friends feeding into your life?
yeah.
Are they a negative impact on your life? Are they a positive impact on your life? And
Yeah.
how much time and energy are you giving the ones that aren't good for you in your life?
That's true.
I think it's a huge one.
Yeah.
Just, how much negativity are you allowing in your life, and how much positivity
Yeah.
are you getting from those friendships as well?
Yeah. So I think doing that audit.
Yep.
How did I do this past month, like you said?
Yeah.
Then looking forward. I have a friend that always like is intentional about putting stuff on the calendar.
Okay.
Because here's like, even with us, like we're pretty busy.
Yeah.
We can say, hey, we want to hang out. Unless you and I schedule something, and we're probably going to schedule it. I mean, you scheduled something this year is like 6 months out.
Man, I had to get you there.
You put it on the calendar.
And then you didn't even look at the calendar.
I did. Well, it helped if someone told me that.
I didn't know you have 3 calendars that you work off of.
But, putting something on the calendar.
Yep.
So when you sit down, it's like, man, I haven't hung out with this guy in forever.
Yeah.
I need to be intentional about doing that. So I'm going to send him a text on this Sunday night while I'm thinking about this
Right.
and put something on the calendar.
And, maybe a little better text than, hey, you want to hang out sometime? Or, maybe be a little more intentional about it. And, hey, do you want to do something Saturday night?
Yeah.
You know, because I think that so many relationships are like, oh yeah, we talk about doing something all the time,
Yep.
we just never make it happen.
Yeah.
And it's intentional on both sides.
Yeah. So here we go. We had faith,
Yep.
family, fitness, finances, friendships.
Yep.
You notice a trend.
I did.
They all start with F.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how to start the last one with F.
What's that?
I need your help.
What you got?
Well, I had like career. What'd be a different way to look at that? So,
Your financial income place.
Blake, you have anything over there?
I'm working on it.
All right.
He's got a thesaurus.
All right. When he comes up with it, we'll put it down here.
Yeah.
But I think you need, like, our career is important to us.
Well, we spend a lot of time there every day.
We do.
Um,
So I think you should, whether you own your own business, you work for someone, or whatever that looks like, or maybe side hustles and different things.
Right.
Like looking back, like how did I do as an
yeah,
employee?
if you're going to spend 25 to 35% of your life,
Yeah.
you need to make sure you're doing something that feeds into you as well as you feeding into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think it's important every month to take a look at that.
Yeah, for sure.
How'd you do?
Right.
What goals do you have for this month?
Yep.
So I think if you look at those, that's 6 areas, right?
Yeah.
Faith, family, that's 2. Fitness, finances, 3, 4. Friendship and financial and career,
Yeah.
6.
6.
So sit down and look at those 6 things
Yep.
and see how you're doing each month.
Yep. I agree.
All right. So in January,
January 1.
whatever that
That's
first
a
Sunday is.
That's a Sunday. Nope.
January 1's a Sunday?
December 31 is a Sunday.
December 31. So January 1st, Monday night.
Yep.
No, wait, we said we're going to do Sunday night. January 7th. The first Sunday in January.
Yeah.
Look back and see how you did in December.
Yep.
Run these 6 things through the test. And then set some goals for the month of January, what you want to do in those things.
Yep. I agree.
So maybe
All right.
you want to read through the book of John for your faith. Your family, you want to take your wife on one date and you want to have your kids read your kids a book every night before bed. Your fitness, you want to lose 3 pounds in the month of January. Your finances, you want to pay off $1,000 of debt. Your friendships, you want to go hunting with Nick one time so you can teach him how to shoot a deer. And at your career, you want to make sure you show up on time every day to your job.
Yep.
You know, right? Or whatever you have.
Yep.
But
All right. We'll reach back out to
Got
you
it.
guys on January 4th, and we'll touch base on this.
all right, it's been a good episode.
Yep.
Anything else today?
I don't think so. I think we'll see you next time.
All right, see you next time.